It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Today on today's Raw Dude podcast, we're going to be talking about fucking your mother. How you guys doing?
I don't think it's "Won't You Be Mine."
It is "Won't You Be Mine."
It's "Won't You Be My Neighbor."
Won't you be mine? Like, like a Guns N' Roses lyric. Won't you be mine?
I don't know that that's a Guns N' Roses lyric.
Yeah, won't you be mine? I wanna own you. Yeah, you don't know it?
No.
Axl Rose was ripping, man. That guy got fucking,
What happened to him?
What happened to him? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying puss on the reg.
Oh, yeah.
P-U-S-O-N-R-E-G, puss on the reg, man.
Yeah.
Hey, no one cared. He wore a catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he wore the mitt. He wore the mask.
He would wear the mitt before the show. He would take it off because he had to grab the microphone.
Oh.
But he would do the full catcher's uniform pre-show. Very known about him, Axl Rose. He liked to come dressed in many different sports uniforms, soccer outfits, baseball outfits, and then you'd see the remnants on stage, but he was a big sports fanatic. They used to call him that.
So, call him what?
Axl the sports fanatic. Anthony, question.
Yes. Going back to the beginning. This is true, he wore an actual catcher's mitt?
I think he wore the. No, that's not true. That's a thing Greg made up
In the Axl Rose
lie.
documentary that I've living, that I know it. Anyway, yeah.
He wore. Sometimes he would wear a catcher's like the chest protector.
Oh,
The softie.
Yeah, I think he would wear the chest
case people
protector
throw baseballs at
with
him.
like no shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, but see, at some point, I don't know, rock stars, man, you get away with shit.
Well, they get so big, they stop wearing clothes as clothes. They're just wearing other things, and that's they've gone beyond pants. I don't need pants.
I'll tape a bunch of pizzas together.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson wore, soldier uniforms.
Absolutely.
And didn't even care.
No, the man looked like a galactic senator for years.
Yeah. And this is what I'm doing.
Met Ronald Reagan, the president of the country, like that. And no one suspected a thing.
I'll say this, Beastie Boys, only ones that wear shirt and tie. They never got dressed up. Beastie Boys wore
I feel like
peaches.
some ska bands were
later
probably
after
wearing-
taking the Beastie Boys thing, I would imagine. Probably.
Yeah.
Not peaches. The presidents. You remember the presidents of the United States of
Millions
America?
of peaches, peaches for
Yeah,
me.
man, those guys.
Millions of
Yep.
peaches for free.
Yeah.
They wore suits.
They did after the Beastie Boys, though. I think the Beastie Boys started hey, we're just going to dress up to look nice.
You know who
We're
else?
doing job interviews.
You know who else wore suits?
Who?
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You know, the bare naked ladies.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. I hated them.
Oh, everyone hated them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Even their
Oh,
fans
okay.
hated their guts.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Personal
finally.
friends of mine. Personal friends.
I'm so sorry.
Personal friends.
That is true, and I apologize for that. They probably are nice guys.
Well, remember I did that podcast with them?
No, that was Blues Traveler.
No, it was not. Blues Traveler, I would not have been.
No.
It was the
I
Bare
know
Naked
who.
Ladies.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
Yes.
No, it wasn't. It was the guy with the fucking ski hat. It was
Fastball?
no. Who was the guy with the flowers?
It wasn't. It wasn't.
minute.
It wasn't the
the
one.
Spin Doctors. It was the Spin Doctors.
It was not the Spin Doctor.
How many fucking 90s rock bands have you been on podcasts with?
Let's correct. Let's do a course correction here. They wanted me to do one with the Spin Doctors. That was the pitch to get me back on the podcast. He was like, "Dude, I can get you the singer from the Spin Doctors."
I think I remember.
But I did
hearing
the
that.
Bare Naked. It was Stand Up New York's podcast,
Right.
and they were like, "Hey, come be a guest." I'm like, "Sure, I can be a guest." And he goes, "Cool, Bare Naked Ladies are here. Just ask them a bunch of questions." And I was like, "What?" And there was like the other guy who was the host just didn't talk the whole time.
right.
So then I was like, "Yeah, I've never listened." And then they go, "Talk to him, but don't bring up the Bare Naked Ladies." So it's like, wait, talk to the guy about the Bare Naked Ladies, do a new band, but don't bring up the Bare Naked Ladies. So just the only thing I could possibly think to ask questions about. Move on.
That seems like a challenge jigsaw gig for you to get out of the room.
Yeah, you stay alive. Talk to this Beatles cover band about anything not Beatles.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? I guess
Yeah.
for a living.
What's your favorite color?
You guys have brothers and sisters.
Now, listen. This is not Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. As much as Greg would try to trick you with his intro, this is the Rad Dude Cast. Welcome to the Rad Dude Cast. My name's Brendan Ayer. I'm here with
Carlos Santana.
Yes.
Famous Mexican musician.
okay, and
Billy Branding. Brand stand finale. I'll brand your ass.
I'll make a fucking write a song about
fucking
that
your
Brandon,
backwards hat. Fucking that's your gimmick, man.
God damn.
Oh.
My man with the backwards hat. My man with the backwards hat.
that you think that's a Carlos Santana impression?
You can tell me, Carlos Santana, what a Carlos Santana impression is all about. You got some real big balls, muchachos.
If Carlos Santana does it, that's a song.
It's me, man. If I say it, it's me, man.
Yeah, man. Carlos Santana one time had a conversation with his kids about sex, and they were like, that was the worst Carlos Santana song I've ever heard. He just talked about AIDS for an hour.
I don't mind doing it for you.
I love when you can't do an accent because you just trail off and stop talking English.
I had it. I thought I had
Get it in your, get the word in your head, and then do the voice. You do voice first, and then say
Flamingo.
flamingo.
Flamingo. I've got a pack of flamingos in the backyard. Do you want one?
Sure.
They are not for sale.
You cock tease. You son of a bitch, Santana. You cock tease. You tease me with fucking flamingos.
Okay. I give you a flamingo, but will you be good to it?
Dude, it's mine. I'll treat it any way I fucking want. Treat a goddamn flamingo.
Oh, wait.
But
Okay.
I love animals, so yeah, I'm gonna treat it all right.
Okay. So I may give this guy a flamingo, but you initially wanted one. You want the one flamingo?
I don't want a flamingo. Now, you gotta subscribe.
Is that hilarious?
Right.
Can we retroactively see what Brendan just did there? Shut up. Back to me. Subscribe.
Brendan interrupted Carlos Santana selling flamingos to tell people to subscribe to the podcast.
Well, listen, I'm bringing it back.
They know.
No,
they're here.
they don't. I'm bringing it back to the old days.
There's no fan right now sitting here going, I love this thing. What should I do about it? Throw it in the garbage?
No. Okay, I'm bringing it back to the old days where I try and get business done and you try and do something else the whole time.
Hold on. Guys, for my birthday, June 19th, I'd like everyone to send me a gift. That's what you just did.
What?
I don't know. It wasn't a great analogy.
What do you mean what I did?
tried.
It's my birthday. Now, rate, review, subscribe the podcast. We're trying to get into the Apple Top 100.
We are.
I was thinking about that the other
Lifelong
day.
goal.
That one day there was clearly a glitch at Apple, or one of our fans put a gun to Tim Cook's head, and we got in the top 100. Do you remember that?
No.
I think we're still in the top 100.
I would think that is very false.
We've been there. We were at 53 once. I think we were 6.
That's what I'm talking about. There was one time where this was years ago, so I don't know what happened. I really think somebody walked into Cupertino with an assault rifle.
Well, I can tell you what happened.
Chris Laker, I remember, pointed it out to us, and I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. I brushed it off.
Yeah, I thought we were like, oh, we're on our way to number 1. No, not on our way to the mud.
You know what happened?
Yeah. I can tell you what happened, because this is back in the day when I used to do the online stuff before we had the fucked up thing. I used to be really on top of iTunes.
Right.
And then we had like some fuck up glitch that made everything seasons. Yeah. And then it was like when the seasons thing got out, it fucked up all our algorithm. So we're like one of the worst algorithm podcasts in the business. We really are. We do every single thing against what gets you people looking.
How do you know that?
Because I used to be a lot better at the iTunes thing, and then this whole thing fucked up, and everything got fucked up.
So how do we get back in the good graces of the algorithm?
I don't know that we ever can, because our algorithm is ruined because all of the episodes are all fucked up.
Well, one thing we could do is, well, first of all, listen, first of all, any of you guys listening, we got to get our fucking iTunes seasons shit straightened out.
It's straightened out.
Is it?
Can I interrupt?
I thought you said it was still fucked.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Can I interrupt for a second?
No. Now,
guys,
any of you guys
rate and review the podcast.
Now, any of you listening that knows how to fix our iTunes setup.
It's not the seasons thing though.
Yeah, it's something wrong with our display.
Seasons.
DM, we will we'll pay you in
Fun.
saucy compliments. Fun. Anthony will send you a picture of his gigantic dessert plate sized areolas. You can eat cake off those.
I'll tell you
bad
what
boys.
about my areolas. They're as big as they want to be. Dennis Rodman may have been as bad as he wants to be, but not these guys. Can I say one more thing?
Okay, but I do want to talk about your areolas.
You can say one more
I'd love
thing.
to. You can read one of the 10 books that I've published.
They're like Spider-Man's eyes. When they get excited, they get bigger and shorter.
Do you know I used to lactate at one point? There was a full year in my life where I watched...
Year?
Yeah, there was a full year in my life. We're going back, this is, I believe, 2006 to 2008. No, 2007. That would have been a full calendar year. Where I was, as a social experiment, I was specifically watching the Divine Sisters of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood.
I remember this time of your life.
And I would watch this goddamn movie for a fucking day. And I started lactating uncontrollably after 8 months of watching the movie.
Do me real quick. I want to get back to what you're saying. I want you to take Brennan's phone. I want you to smash against the wall.
Go ahead, take my phone, because you know what I'm doing? First of all, I have the brain power to listen to every word.
What's the last word he said? What's the last word he said?
What?
I want you to
every
repeat,
day.
I want you to repeat his sentence backwards.
So he would
tell me
backwards. So okay, so
Don't do it forwards.
Okay, forwards. For a year of his life, he would watch the Divine Sisterhood of the Ya-Ya, the Divine Ya-Ya Sisterhood. He then, at 8 months in, started lactating every day.
And what did his girlfriend say about it?
That wasn't fucking part of it.
It was. He talked about his whole
No, it
thing about his
wasn't. No, he
ex-girlfriend.
didn't. No, he didn't. Now, what am I doing? Don't wink at him.
Wink.
Don't ever wink at him, because he'll wink those eyes, and next thing you know, his areolas are expanding.
Yeah.
You're going to take in the room like a black hole.
Yeah.
What I was doing is I'm checking the charts.
No one cares.
I
don't
care.
do this for fame. I do this for glory.
Yeah, exactly. We do it for glory. We do it for guts. We do it for gold coins.
And we do it for nudes.
Can I say this too? When you were talking about the seasons earlier,
Yes.
what's that about?
No, don't. I can't. I don't want to get into this. I don't want to do tech talk. I don't want to talk about the algorithm. I despise the algorithm.
Yeah, that's true, man. I'm very mad at the algorithm too, and I hate that it can't be bribed.
It can be.
This
you have to bribe it with numbers.
Don't like. This is interesting. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is a good area to go down right now. Did you want to bring up the podcast more or no?
Well, all I'm saying is I should not be shit on for momentarily, very briefly, saying...
Interrupting Anthony's areola speech.
No, I was at the time I was interested in the flamingo.
Santana and his precious flamingos.
I should be shit on for interrupting this picture-perfect Carlos Santana.
He was the middle of the clip. That was the clip.
Yeah, I was right
That was
in
the
middle of
viral
this.
clip.
Okay, you think that's hard to do? I'm Carlos Santana. I got a flock of seagulls in my backyard. You want one?
You are not the Carlos Santana. I am the real Carlos.
No, I am the Carlos Santana.
Carlos Santana, then who am I? The three Santanas.
If you're Carlos Santana and I am not Carlos Santana, you sing me one Carlos Santana song.
I'd love to. This is the famous song. I'm here with Rob Thomas. Under the blue moon, everything looks bluer than it was.
Wait a minute.
Under the blue moon.
I could get to the bottom of this.
Thomas. Fuck. What's my last name? Tom.
Hello, Thomas Fuck. Welcome to the Rad Dudecast, Thomas Fuck.
Thomas Fuck.
I did a bunch of songs with Tom. I did a bunch of songs with Santana. I can tell you the true Santana right now with this with this quiz.
Okay, give us the quiz
Okay.
because I am the real Carlos Santana.
Okay, what's my real name?
Thomas Fuck.
Oh,
wait
that
a
is
minute.
not true. That
What
is
is-
not true.
So sorry.
Thomas Fuckatino.
No, I did a song with you once.
Rob Thomas.
Rob Thomas. That is my name.
the real
No, I knew that. I knew
That
about
is
this.
the real
No,
Santana.
I knew
are
about
the
that.
fake.
It's not the Rob Thomas. He is the fake Rob Thomas. That is Thomas
No.
Fuck. That is Thomas Fuck. Why he talking like Carlos Santana now?
Because
then?
I when I'm around someone, I sound like them. Just why my band sounds like every band that you've ever heard.
Osmosis.
Yeah, it's osmosis and protoplasm.
But now you're talking my language, protoplasm. That is how I was created. I am not the real. Obviously, he is the real Carlos Santana.
So you admit it.
But
You admit it.
I admit that we took some of his stage drippings and used protoplasm to create me, Carlos Santana, too. Should anything ever happen to him, I am in the background, ready to go.
Side note, I have no problem with this. 2 Santanas, better than 1.
Can I say something too?
Of course.
I remember having this idea
Yeah.
and telling my management to do it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, okay, this is you.
And I'm not here
What
to
do you
get...
mean, this is you?
This is from stage drippings.
Oh, of course.
I remember I used to done a lot of drugs, man.
Yeah.
In the
course.
70s.
He drips like a turkey fresh out of the oven. Now, we collected these drips. Now, I wasn't there because I've been made, but what the scientists told me, they would take a pan, like a cake pan, and they'd follow him around right under the stage, collecting the various drippings. Your blood, sweat, cum, tears. You go to you see Carlos Santana, all of the drippings will come out. Every bodily dripping. Name a bodily dripping.
Ear lashes.
Yes, ear lashes. His ear lashes were like filling up half the cake pan, we would say. I'm mostly made of ear
He's
lashes.
very hairy, eary guy.
Yeah, the mixture need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more time.
When the mixture need to be perfect, you'd be surprised. This is the 10th generation.
You should see we've got a closet full of failed Carlos. I am actually Carlos Santana 11.
Whoa.
There's a closet. One of the guys...
XI.
One of the guys, his face on backwards.
We try to do all eyebrow hairs.
Oh.
Your face going right backwards.
Yeah. Now, he's good for some things, like you're driving in the car, you put him in the back seat, you don't need to look in the rearview mirror. You
Yes.
ask him,
Yeah,
what's
already.
behind me? He doesn't need to turn around. He
You
look that
talk
way.
to me like I don't have the file. I have the file. I've seen what has happened. I know who's behind the murder of Jeffrey Epstein. It was one of the Santana clones.
It's,
I don't
something
know
that
that
may
we should.
come out.
Yeah, I don't know that we should be
We
talking
should not
about
talk
that.
about it.
But
Okay.
now that you've brought it up, Carlos Santana 4, he was
Hitman Santana.
Yeah, Hitman. As you know, he was born with guns for hands. That particular drippings was when he was in a heavy phase of snorting gunpowder, which is what rock stars, they move beyond drugs.
Anything to touch the clouds.
Yes,
to
they-
get so high, I be up there.
Yeah, they move beyond drugs. So we make Carlos 4 hands, Glock 9 millimeters, born assassin, because he could lull you with his beautiful Santana riffs on this guitar.
Beautiful
Next thing you
riffs.
know, he hangs you because you're Jeffrey Epstein, that child predator in jail.
Yes, they call him the Pied Piper of Flamingos.
Yes, they do call him that. That's
He
interesting.
plays
that you
his
should know that.
songs.
Oh, yeah.
He kills pedophiles and flamingos follow him around.
Yes. He was, yes. There was a song made about him in all his glory.
I guess that's as far as you'll go with it.
Carlos Gun Hands. Carlos Gun Hands. The man like me, but with guns for hands. Carlos Gun Hands.
And scene.
Now,
What do you guys
Guys, rate, review,
subscribe.
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 Bribe.
Tom Cook.
Oh man,
Tim Cook into getting us in that
getting
algorithm.
back to what I think is the seeds of a very interesting conversation, and this is my big problem with AI.
Sure.
They can't be bribed. They can't be bribed.
You can bribe them.
How can you bribe them?
You bribe AI clearly because the algorithm wants things, right? It wants you to have, searchable titles. It wants you to fill out the seasons correctly on it, but we won't do what they want. We won't give
Never
them their
have.
money.
They said we want topics, we want guests,
Yeah.
we want segments, and we said, fuck you and what you want.
Yeah.
They said we want a true crime podcast. Suck our dicks.
Algorithm says, just all I want for you to do is have people rate, subscribe, and share. And we go, no way, Jose.
Why don't, and not this episode, and I think you're
of course
right.
not this episode.
Not this
And
episode.
definitely not this
But
episode.
one episode, we give the algorithm everything it wants.
Everything it wants.
Everything it wants. We do a true crime. We do a slut shaming. We do a full debate news thing.
Right-wing conspiracy.
Conspiracy, and we make it 6 hours long.
Yes.
Because Joe Rogan's is very long, and the algorithm seems to like length.
I know a secret about that. Should I share
The
it on air or
algorithm
should I
is
share it off air?
much like a collegiate girl. They love length.
Girth.
Can I tell you the real the real thing behind that?
Yeah, what's up?
So there's or maybe I shouldn't. I don't know if I should spoil it. They like long episodes because I'm not going to tell you. Well, I'll just tell you. Who cares?
That's it.
This is
Because-
this internal argument with yourself is fascinating.
This could go on the
You've
secret.
teeter-tottered 17
Go on
times.
the whole episode.
Do you want me to turn off the mic?
No, because I'm either going to. There's no way I can't share this juicy.
Got to share it. But please titillate us. Don't spill it right away. Tease us.
If you do a 4-hour podcast, you're getting triple the listens because people aren't listening it all the way through. So they keep going back. They keep going back. And then you get triple the listens.
I think that is not. Don't they isn't it IP address based? So if someone
No,
listens to the Rad Dudecast twice, I don't think that's 2 listens.
it is. It's 2 downloads.
Oh well, then
One download.
I'll solve all.
Why do you think
problem
we're like
by
100,000? You
I'll
have 4
solve.
fans who love the whole.
I'll solve a problem by next week.
Yeah.
I'll listen to the Rad Dudecast 4 million times.
Yeah,
I don't
On a
care.
loop.
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing with my album on Pandora?
But doesn't it know by way of...
That's exactly what Brendan just asked.
Exactly what I said, you non-listening fucking rat fink.
Can't you go... Okay, to piggyback off what you said.
To piggyback.
Yeah,
I love
piggyback.
that.
Piggyback.
That's a great way in an interview to say I wasn't listening. To piggyback what you're saying. So I start Monday?
Can't you go from coffee shop to coffee shop, different wireless routers? Does that work like that?
What you can do is go to the Apple Store, and I suggest all fans to do this. Go sign into all of the phones, all of the iPads, into the
Oh,
podcast
right.
app, and subscribe on all of them. That's 30 right there, and just let them playing.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Not only that,
What, Becky, did you suggest this years ago or something?
I did that last week.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
okay,
thank
so
you.
Becky
Thank
did
you.
it.
Oh,
Said it.
well,
Not-
Becky started the trend, so
Sure,
everybody
do it.
can join in.
the other thing,
Hashtag for Becky.
Yeah.
There-
Hashtag for Becky.
there is a
Very good.
dedicated listener. His name's Ming Yao. He works. He builds iPhones.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna
boy.
ask a favor from him. Everyone coming off the goddamn line. Like you two did this. This is how you two got that
Yes,
album
yeah.
on everyone's iPhone.
Yeah.
That wasn't a
Fucking
deal
thing,
with
man.
Apple. That wasn't a deal with Apple. They had a guy at the factory putting them
Yeah.
in.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
If I worked at the Apple Store, every phone I set out, I would just hit subscribe to my podcast. Subscribe.
That's
subscribe,
what I'm
20 a
saying.
day.
So Ming Yao, my
Yeah.
friend, not related to Yao Ming.
No, of course.
I wouldn't think he would
similar,
be.
Similar name, but
Yeah, but the reversal of a name usually doesn't sound mean they're
never
related.
guessed that initially.
Yeah.
yeah. Now he works there at the plant there in Pyongyang, and well, that's in Korea, but this is a different one in China. I would say, buddy, you're a big fan. Everything coming off the line, hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe.
They've got the phone. All of a sudden, what are they looking at? Their fresh phone. Only thing they've got is the Rad Dudecast. That's all they need.
That's all they need.
You don't need a weather app. I'll
It's
tell
over
you the
200
weather.
hours.
It's fine out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
What other apps are on there? Voice memo. You don't need it. Tell me. I'll remember.
Well, that's a good idea, man. Why don't we become the weather app for people? What do people use on their iPhone the most? What do they use?
Text messaging.
Text messaging, GPS, and the weather.
X hamster.
No one does the weather.
No, people look in their phone for the weather. I do that.
Really?
So why
I
don't
look out the window. That's my pad.
why don't we do the weather every time, and then they don't have to
well,
look
we
at their
had a
phone?
weather girl, but she quit.
She did quit, yeah.
That's true. All right, so the weather's out.
Where do you guys get your porn?
I don't want to talk about porn. Here's why. I'm going through a real
He's trying to get
problem
off.
right now.
Yeah.
And you even mentioned porn, and I'm gonna masturbate in the bathroom. I'm on a no masturbation, no porn kick. I'm just using pictures. I'm just using pictures of straight men in business suits.
But you
to
are
reset.
still masturbating?
Yeah, but I can't just
Not
cold
even,
turkey
no,
masturbate.
just looking at them.
I just look at them, and this is my new thing. I love business suits, and I go, "That's a good suit. There's a great one," and I leave my pants on.
I go to
He doesn't
xhamster.com.
heed my warning.
That's where I go.
You're going to enrage the wolf.
I think it's the best. It's the best tube site is Xhamster. They're all tube sites.
no, lobster
doing an ad?
tube. I like lobster tube, but I'm out.
Lobster tube seem too dangerous.
It does, but it's all good stuff. It's not lobsters or
That-
people with lobster skin.
Same with Xhamster. I think they ran out of porn names, so they had to start throwing in animals.
I think so.
Yeah.
And people, and then they also got the little runoff from guys who think they're going there to see a hamster.
Yeah, well, I'll say that they embolden a whole nother community they didn't even know about.
Yeah, people who used to be hamsters. Xhamster.com.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, man, life was rough, but now it's better because I'm not
At
a
least
hamster
I have
anymore.
a site for me, and then they go on there, and it's nothing but hardcore pornography. And this is a group you don't want to piss off.
No.
These people used to be hamsters, and now they're people.
Yeah, we got to stop talking about porn. I'm edging already.
Oh,
Well-
man, let's show this guy a picture of a guy in a business suit.
Give me a
quick.
business suit, man. I got to fucking
Listen to this.
business up.
So you're horny.
Stop
right
it. We got to stop talking about sex.
You're horned up.
Let's talk about the Lord.
Right
Yeah,
now, let
Jesus
me
Christ.
let me ask you, Jesus Christ. There's all these billboards, and I'm driving through the country in the Midwest and the South.
Yeah.
There's all these billboards. They say Jesus is real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And it didn't occur to me, like, I've seen them a bunch, but it didn't occur to me till this time that, like, look, believe whatever you want. I don't really care. I mean, don't be a Scientologist. That seems like a ripoff.
Yeah. I don't believe in a person.
Yeah, but if you're a guy that doesn't believe in Jesus, and then you drive by a billboard, and then you do believe in Jesus, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Jesus is real? Oh, that's all I needed.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'll say this too: a billboard. Come on.
Come on.
What are you doing, man?
Well, that's the thing is, like,
Yeah.
I don't think Jesus
Yeah.
would be thrilled
That's the evidence?
to be like, Jesus, if Jesus comes back and be like, guys, I'm the son of God, not a Cracker Barrel.
Take out an ad on a podcast.
Yeah.
A fucking billboard.
Yeah, Jesus is real. That's how do I know? Well, I saw a billboard. That said it. Can't be billboards don't lie.
Yeah.
Every time I want to see Wayne Newton,
Yeah.
the billboard tells me he's there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else.
You saw a Cameron in Atlantic City. They were right. So
Yeah.
they must be right about Jesus.
I'll tell you, I know two things and two things only. Jesus is real, and I got to get involved in this mesothelioma class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just because I don't care, but
Do you not care? You care. We play it too close. I don't care what you believe, but you do. We all do. We
Well,
go,
no.
I accept everything else about you, but that part, you're not good at
No,
math.
here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care what you believe. What I do care, and you know this about me, most religious institutions infuriate me.
Yes.
So I don't care what you personally believe as long as you do no harm. But I do have a huge problem
Sure.
with the Catholic Church, with a lot of
Yeah.
Islamic governments, with stuff like that, because they're oppressive and they're fucking
Sure.
criminal and they're wrong. Scientology is a scam, all that shit. But in terms of what you personally in your brain believe, I don't give a shit. As long as you're not harming people.
Well, that's the thing. It's like but I disagree. It's like I don't hate you. You got one opinion that is silly, but it's silly.
But I
Sorry,
don't-
fucking people. Tune out, bro. We're getting real.
But I don't even know that it's silly. It's like, look, if you want, first of all, Jesus did exist. He was a man that existed.
No,
Now,
he didn't
he-
exist.
he
A
did-
person at some point named Jesus existed.
Exactly.
But the idea
I'm
that
saying-
the Son of God
Right.
walked Earth is not real.
Right. Okay. That I
Yes.
agree with.
Yeah.
But I also think if you don't agree with that, if you do think if you're religious and you believe in God and you believe Jesus was the Son of God, I don't care.
I still love you.
But I also
that's
I don't.
incorrect.
Where I differ from you is I'm not going to tell you it's incorrect.
I'm not going to tell you it's incorrect, but we're all trying to work together as a society.
Yeah.
What makes me furious is people are like, I hate people who believe Donald Trump. What? No, I've been loving people who love religion my whole life, and those are some crazy ass opinions who are holding shit down way
I
more
see what
than
you're
Donald
saying.
Trump is. But I accept you for 99% of everything else you are. But that opinion is regressive and makes no sense.
Yeah.
Is there a hamster Jesus? Did all of them get one?
Well, that's what's
Wait, what
that.
do you mean?
No, that's what's weird.
Did every living thing?
Yeah, that's
How come
what's
humans
weird.
got a
I
son
see.
of?
I see.
Oh, the creator of all the universe was a human?
Well, to be fair, you ever walk into a Korean church?
I have.
They got a Korean one.
Yeah, they got a Korean one.
Suck on that, Greg.
Sorry. No, I don't know. I'm just trying
apologize.
to. No, I'm trying
we're
to come-
we're all in agreement except for Anthony, who's a fucking Catholic piece of shit.
No, I'm just trying
You'll
to come
burn
to
in hell.
better.
You'll all burn in hell, and I'll watch. I'll watch sadly.
Well, if he forgives everything, as soon as I get there, I'm gonna go. Well, forgive me. I was wrong. Or give me some evidence because I want to
That's not the way it
believe. Give me
works.
something that'll make me believe. Give me something.
The
Give me
shroud.
Something. The shroud. A
Yeah,
shroud.
the shroud.
Or do you mean the
That's
superhero?
not enough for you?
What's the shroud?
The Shroud of Turin.
The shroud of
They
Torment.
found what was reported to be the shroud Jesus was buried in, which it could have been because Jesus was a man. But the thing about Jesus is he was kind of probably just a crazy street preacher. Like he was just a guy screaming stuff from the top of a mountain, and they were like, "This guy's the best." He's Joel Osteen. They were like, "This guy's the best there ever was. He must be the son
Yeah.
of
What
God."
about the miracles?
What miracles?
All the miracles. The
The
fish
miracle on
miracle.
ice.
The
Remember
miracle
the
on
84
ice.
Olympics?
He fucking
yeah.
he made the Olympic team win. What about the touchdowns?
All the touchdowns.
What about the awards that people win?
I got to be honest, man. You are driving a hard case, but I can shut them down real quick. Okay, here's how. Here's why. Here's why. Jesus doesn't watch sports. Okay, it's very well known.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why? Because why would sports interest him? We love sports because they're doing things we can't do. If you're Jesus, you could throw a football out the stadium into the next state. You know what I mean? So you're not going to care about Eli Manning.
I like that there's a limit on it. You can throw it in the next state, but you can't throw it forever. Look, the guy's got an arm, but it's not infinite. Let's not get ridiculous, okay? He's not throwing it around the world.
Here's the other thing, though, man. Yeah, you're looking at him all wrong.
Yeah, you're looking
He
at
does specific things. He can't do whatever. He can't do everything. He can't throw a touchdown. That's why he likes those guys.
He can't.
He can't throw a touchdown.
Well, the idea.
The Son of God can't throw a
No,
touchdown.
he can't, man. He can't. He can do. We all saw what he did: water into wine, and he put a bunch of fish in a basket.
We all saw the water in the wine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The believers were there. We were there.
Yeah.
He threw all those fish in a basket. He gave some people money when they needed money. That's it.
I got a question.
He never did touchdowns.
I got a question, and I'm sorry. I feel like I shut you down because I got something cooking in my head.
Yeah,
right.
cook
But this is the
it,
thing that's in my
cook it,
head.
let
right?
it cook.
If God exists,
Yes.
right? If God exists, and He created Earth,
Sure.
right? God has existed forever, right? So at some point, He had to create Earth. So what was He doing before? Now, don't answer. Let me just keep going. So he was just sitting here being
Can't
like,
wait to answer.
Yeah. No, but I'm like, what was he doing? He was just going, I guess, when did the idea come to him, Earth? Or has he been creating Earths for infinite as well?
Well, that's where
That's exactly
you run
what he was
into no, not true. That's where your argument is bolstered because the in the Christian faith,
Yeah.
and I imagine also Judaism and Islam. I'm not sure because those are all Abrahamic religions. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
all. What's crazy is they all
Answer the
started
question,
as
defense.
Spin-offs.
well,
Those are spin-offs.
They are. They
It's
are.
like, I want to keep going on this, but I need you to answer the question.
So what I'm saying is, it bolsters your
then I
argument
get my answer.
because if you were to ask a devout Christian,
Yeah.
they would tell you there was nothing. There was no God. And then 6,000 years ago, God sprung out of nowhere and created the earth, and that's when everything
I don't
began.
think that's true. I believe they say God was infinite. God is infinite. He's infinite. He's infinite good. He's infinite power. He's infinite everything. God has been around forever.
Yeah.
If God just sprung into existence, well, then who created God?
I think they think there was nothing.
Oh, here we go.
There was nothing.
Well, then nothing is God, because then nothing created God. Your God is nothing.
Hey,
Yeah, can't argue with that.
you
What?
guys are.
Sorry.
I can't believe I got to take you to school.
Take us, get me on the bus.
Yeah, like you were saying, he made a bunch of other Earths,
Okay.
and the way you comprehend God doesn't work
Sure.
because
Tell me, I can't wait.
he follows another thing, man.
He's bigger than all of us, man.
No,
Our comprehension can't comprehend.
It's the same way we'll wonder how AI is going to gain consciousness. Because we're looking at consciousness in terms of what we know of consciousness. Their version is going to be something we can't understand. Very similar to this idea that God spontaneously created himself. You can't wrap your head around that.
Sure.
Because the guy's operating on a whole other fucking plane, dude. He made the stars, the sky. He made this table. He made Brendan's funny hat and his wayward attitude.
Why would you say that?
He made his poopy diaper.
Yeah, man, he made those shorts that are a little too high. People are talking. He made that black shirt that he can't pull off.
Why are you doing this?
I'm just saying what God made.
Yeah, he can't deny he made that. He made your impotence.
He made every one of Brendan's bits. Most of them work. A lot of them don't. But that's what he made.
Why? Why would you say this?
I'm saying
about
what God made.
Yeah, man. God created 1 million spiders and put them in skin, and that's how Anthony was created. Just 1 million spiders.
And now you're
all
trying
around.
to change it to suck up to me because
I'm not
Anthony,
sucking up to you. It's called yes and. We
No,
did
but I'll
you.
tell you
Now
this.
moving on.
No,
God created the idea of sucking up.
Anthony tears me down
Yeah.
and puts it into the mouth of God.
Yeah.
But it's really him tearing me down.
Yeah, no,
talking about my
God.
bits, saying I can't pull off a shirt. Look at you. You have a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shirt on.
Man, hang on for 1 second.
Don't bang on the table, dummy.
Yeah, dummy.
Sorry. It just goes in my ears.
Hey.
I didn't mean to call you dummy.
Fair is fair.
God did that, not me.
Great. This is what I was trying to say.
No,
I
you were
love your
trying to
clothing.
shit on me.
I love your clothing.
He
I think
loves
it's
it.
a great hat.
Great
I think
hat.
that shirt fits okay, and I think those shorts are a nice color on you. But God, on the other hand, he has a different idea.
No.
God doesn't seem to like your attitude.
Because God didn't say this. You said this.
Speaking through God.
No, you said
Why
God
can't I be the voice of
created,
God?
and then you put the adjectives on the things. God just creates. You said stupid hat, shirt I
I
can't
don't-
pull off, shorts that are too
God
high.
created adjectives,
Can
man.
I say this?
No.
Okay, but I'm going to anyway. Now, I don't agree with everything God does.
Of course.
You know,
The
God
Holocaust.
killed. Yeah, exactly. Well, that wasn't going to be my example. But no, yeah. God did the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that. I think he should have kept a lot of those Jews. Same,
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Not all, a lot.
There's a lot of those
pick
guys.
A few here and there.
same way. I like your outfit, but God doesn't.
He
He has a point about your outfit and God. Because God.
What do you mean? You don't even believe in God, and now
I think I've pulled him to the other side.
This is how you come around to God.
Well, he's making a
because
lot
you
of
don't
sense.
like my outfit.
Well-
That's how God is sold to Greg Stone.
I have two things that I can get on board with. One, yes, Anthony's making a lot of great points. Two, I've seen the outfits God likes. He likes priest outfits. He likes Amish outfits. He likes outfits that cover all of women's faces and clothes and
Yep.
bodies. And he loves an old shirt from 1993 from an old skate camp I went to.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I trailed you off there. But yeah, just.
Yeah, you apologize to him. Good.
To
Yeah,
Piggy-
you owe him an apology.
Can I piggyback off what Greg said?
Sure, which means you weren't listening. And you might say the same thing I just said.
When have you ever seen a picture of God in a fucking pair of board shorts, man?
True. You haven't.
You never have.
What do you mean a picture of God? Nobody's seen a picture of God.
But people make drawings all the time.
Sure, they make drawings.
Okay.
It's all the same guy.
I like to see God in a
Fine.
Hawaiian
We'll go with
shirt, a lei,
Yeah. Right.
snapping his fingers with a goatee.
Right. So you've seen me, you've seen Greg. There's all kinds of pictures of us on the internet.
Board
in
shorts guys.
Board shorts guys. But you never seen a painting of God in board shorts. So what does that tell you in terms of what he likes?
Yeah, let me ask this other question.
Tells me he
about
doesn't
God.
like you.
That's not what Anthony wears. Anthony
But if
wears
we
the
weren't
same pair of
talking,
sweatpants.
that's fine, and that's fine. But we weren't talking about me. We were talking about you.
God, if God exists, God without question, without question, there's no doubt in my mind, God likes me better than he likes Anthony.
Well, I would argue no because you don't believe in him and I do.
Well,
You don't
I
think
would
that's gonna be
argue.
a bone to pick with that guy.
What does God like?
I know what God likes.
He likes robes. He likes
See, this is where.
a bountiful harvest.
See, this is why God doesn't like you and he likes me.
What's that about?
You're all about the material. What does God like? Acts of kindness, acts
Okay,
of
sure.
generosity,
That's in there, too.
acts of
He
charity.
doesn't like any of that. Why does he like any of that? If he liked any of that, he wouldn't have created death.
Yeah, but God needed death to show you life.
God needed death to just because he wanted to say, you're a bitch. That's what he said. He was like, I want you to know you ain't going to be around forever. I will be. I'm God.
Well,
You's a bitch.
To be fair, and
God
this
is bored.
the selfish thing that God did.
Uh-huh.
Heaven's a company like any other company.
No, it is.
Sure.
So you need workers, man. So
Yes.
unfortunately, he did create death to keep the lights on there.
Now, what are they selling?
So death. Wait, before we get into that,
It's all-
let me to piggyback on this. To piggyback on this, God created death to keep the lights on, meaning what are we? I mean, like, are we dying and then going to heaven and working for God, or is this the factory?
Well, it depends on what you did here on Earth. That's where you're placed in heaven in terms of working in the company.
So Earth is a trade school.
In some ways, yes.
In some ways, and this makes sense. This I can get on board with. This is why he created Earth. He was trying to figure out what you're good at.
Exactly.
It's the discovery program.
Right.
If you were in 8th grade and you had to figure out what your job was.
100% elaborate job interview.
There's a lot of people in heaven who just do heroin all the time. And like, well, this is what he's good at.
Well,
This
yeah.
is what he'll do here.
He needs those for the rock concerts. Because a lot of them are good at rock and roll.
They need roadies in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. But you need problems because you need things to talk about up there.
Yeah.
Heaven is a lot like Earth, but
for
it's...
infinity.
Yeah, well, it's up in the clouds.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. And there are the little trumpet babies. They're up there. And the weather is the same all the time. And that's it. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Can I ask you a question? Because you are I wouldn't have thought it going into today's episode, but you have shown yourself to be an expert. Now,
Yes,
without doubt, what happened?
It looks like Jesus, by the way.
He does well. Crude drawings,
the olive skin, and
early
the sandy
drawings.
hair, and the body of an angel.
Pardon me, sandy hair.
Yeah, he's got sandy. He's got Santa's hair always. This guy went to the beach once, and he still hasn't washed his hair.
Somebody else said that to me once.
What?
A woman in a position of power once told me that. She told me, she said, something about you. You look sandy.
Was it Nancy Pelosi?
Let me tell you a little fun fact about Anthony. He likes to go to the beach, not bring a towel, then lay bareback on the sand, completely wet, and then get in your car. He doesn't even shake off like a dog. He just gets in your car, and then you got sand in the car for the rest of your life.
Oh, you can't get sand out of a
No,
car.
I had a Mazda. We had to turn in to the loan people or whatever, and they said, "What did you drive this thing? Saudi Arabia?" I said, "No, that's all Anthony Leavens. The guy doesn't bring a towel. He doesn't bring a change of clothing. He just gets in the car when you go to the beach, no shoes, and then lays face down in the sand, goes in the water." Rolls around and gets in like a piece of sandpaper.
I'll tell you this, guilty as charged.
I saw a forensics files where a guy killed a woman on the beach. And the detective goes, we've never had a case with more evidence. Because the beach, you can't get rid of the beach.
Yeah.
You don't kill someone on the beach. I saw another one because I love forensic files.
Wait, why do you mean why is there so much energy?
Because he got sand with blood all over him. It's stuck in his
yeah.
car.
Sand
It's
is
everywhere.
impossible to
you
get
can't
out,
get
just like you
sand
were saying.
anywhere. Guy's
That's
got
really
bloody
funny.
sperm sand all over his life.
Piggybacking on what Anthony said, I do want to throw in, there's never been a guy who's been like, we accuse you of murder in the worst degree, and and the guy just goes, guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Piggybacking off what I was saying, another forensics
Damn, a personal piggyback. That's what,
another
go
forensics
first.
file I watched. I was laughing in my hotel room for 20 minutes because this woman mysteriously contracted AIDS, and her doctor said, quote, "I think it was because she was a slut."
Hilarious.
And I immediately
Oh my
was
God.
like, yeah, I think this guy's involved.
We need a new doctor.
Yeah,
well, we need to charge
We
this
gotta
guy.
look into this guy.
Hey, doc, did you kill this lady?
Yeah.
Guilty
And it-
as charged.
Where did you get your medical
And it
license?
was-
I saw
and it-
Entourage.
And
Yeah.
it was clearly him. It turned out he was having an affair with her. He injected her with AIDS. But that was his initial
She's a slut.
statement was to police was, "Oh, she's a slut." It's like,
man.
And she was like, guilty as charged.
guilty as charged, and I'm dead.
I am a slut. Yeah, inject someone with AIDS, that's a big thing. That's a big problem. You don't want to do that. Here's my thing. Piggybacking on what I was originally talking about, that you guys wanted to turn into comedy, but I wanted to have the philosophical debate that nobody wanted to have.
I did. I
Not
was
you,
on
I'm
board.
saying no, the listeners.
And I presented a catalog of arguments that you guys could not muster up the courage to go up against.
And the name of the catalog was "Why God Hates Brendan." So fuck you.
I can't get beyond nothing. That's where my brain stops.
And of course you can't.
You know?
Because you can't understand.
What was before nothing?
Your concept of nothing is very different than his concept of nothing.
Whose concept?
God's concept of nothing. So you'll never be able to wrap your head around this because you're not operating on a level that he is.
Piggybacking off of that, which is what I just said. I just said I can't understand concept of nothing, and you said you can't. You got a little brain. You ain't God's brain.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
So
who's
you answered
before
your own
God?
question.
Nothing. Who was before the Big Bang? Nothing. Well, nothing. Then what's if nothing? Then nothing is something. You can't have nothing.
You got to talk some sense into this guy, Brendan.
You're gay.
What? Well, there is the. I mean, that is an interesting.
The philosopher who does that. The philosopher who does that. Who goes, if what is before nothing, what is before nothing, then you can't, an abortion. And the guy goes, yeah, you're gay. What, man? What'd you say, Dawkins?
Yeah.
Just call me gay?
What, we're at an academic debate at Oxford. Yeah, I bet you are, you queer.
I don't
And
know,
then
man.
the debate guy's like, well, answer the question.
Now, what you bring up is interesting because religion aside, right? Put religion aside for a second.
I have when I was born.
Yeah.
I spit on it.
Okay, now you're playing.
why
Now you're
you're-
playing
you
with
guys
fire.
are not-
Send your bombs to me, Muslim terrorists. My address is Remember to Be Happy Studios, apartment 4F.
Greg.
I
said 4F in New York.
Yeah. They can't.
Oh, yeah, you didn't say an address.
Yeah, I don't even know the address. I just know it by visuals now.
Now,
I get confused every time, too.
what you bring up, it's interesting. Religion aside, okay, put God. Say there's no God. What did exist before the Big Bang? You know, a void, nothing, right?
But even a void is something.
That's what I mean. What was it?
I can tell you. I've got it. I figured it out.
Okay, you just literally said you didn't understand
Yes,
it.
but people evolve. I evolved right in front of your eyes.
That was some quick evolution. That was Darwin at his best.
Size. What, Anthony? You were saying something? I cut you off.
Yeah, I was going to say, you ever see that movie with Johnny Depp?
Great ad. Great ad.
There's this movie with
Donnie Brasco.
You can interrupt with a Pirates of the Caribbean
No,
segment?
Donnie Brasco.
No, there's this movie with
Donnie.
I never saw Donnie Brasco, but there was this movie with him where he evolves really quickly. I can't put my finger on it, though. You can go see it. You can talk again.
Thanks, man. That was like an advertisement for nothing.
Donnie
Just did a
Brasco.
commercial. We're not getting Donnie Brasco. I'm finishing my thought.
I gotta tell
Because
you,
you got nothing on Donnie Brasco.
I do have something on Donnie Brasco.
I bet you it's okay.
So this is crazy. About
God
that.
created this Donnie Brasco bit that's going nowhere.
No, I'll tell you about Donnie Brasco.
And if it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, I'm going to smash Becky's cameras.
Joe Pistone, FBI agent, hero. Guy infiltrated the mob for 6 years.
Yeah.
To
I would
take
call
the
that
balls,
the enemy, but sure.
the balls on him. Yeah, but here's the thing, Donnie Brasco. Like, he became friends with them, you know,
was a
because
rat.
he was pretty. He's not a rat if you're working for the FBI the whole time.
A fucking rat.
It's a rat.
No, he's not a rat because that was his job.
A rat's a rat.
Yeah,
Rat's
that's
No,
a rat,
no. A rat
You can
turns.
be a legal
rat's
rat.
A rat's a turncoat.
a rat.
A rat's a turncoat.
You can always
Donnie
see who's not
Brasco-
Italian in the group.
What? No.
This
you kidding
Metagon's
me?
going to try to tell me what a rat is.
Kidding me? Wait till Scorsese's new movie comes out about the Irishman. Then you'll be sorry because that's the real. That's where the real
I'll be
balls
sorry
are.
when I watch it.
Those guys
Yeah.
were too dumb to organize, but we'll fucking kill anyone.
Watch it. I fucking saw it.
What? You didn't see it yet. They had killed the Irishman. That was poorly made.
No, I saw it with my own two eyes. My uncle Billy Hoffa, his brother, under the Madison Square Garden now, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, Danny, the guy, what's his name? Danny.
This seems to be right on point with the topic I was talking
Kill
about.
the Irishman guy that's
Sure.
coming out.
We got time. We're going to get back
I
to
used to go to a foot doctor.
Foot doctor now? You getting a foot doctor? You cut me off with Donnie Brasco, which was nothing. To get into your foot doctor? Go back to Donnie Brasco. I mean, you don't get two goes.
I used to
You don't
go-
get two goes pigging off of my thing.
I used to go to the foot doctor, and in that
You're talking to me. I don't want to hear it.
it was an office.
Talk to him.
It was an
I already
office.
told you I don't care.
It was an office building, and it's where they.
Don't interrupt me with something else and then force it down my throat. Tell
What?
him.
So
Now you're on your phone.
Hey, I'm all ears.
well, I gotta get the guy's last name.
Oh, that's important. That's really important.
I used to go.
Treading new grounds in what infinity is. We got to talk about a foot doctor and Donnie Brasco.
You got to get this out quick because
So,
I got a bathroom trip I got to take.
You got 13 minutes.
I
wanna
used
hear
to
your
go to a
thing.
foot doctor. I had foot problems when I was a kid. I had to wear orthotics,
Uh-huh.
And I go to this foot doctor in an office building.
I'm going to write this down. I want to
And,
take notes.
on
Probably
Brainerd,
the
it was
best thing I've ever heard.
Brainerd, and I believe it was Brainerd
Wow.
and Cedar Road
gonna
in
be
Cleveland.
big. Yeah.
And the
huge.
parking lot,
Yeah, and you say there's a God
the
when this shit's
parking
coming
lot
out.
He
of
takes
that
breaks.
building
He might be taking a nap right now.
was where they finally killed Danny Green, the Irishman. They blew him up in that parking lot of my foot doctor.
whoa, man.
And so every time we'd go, my dad would say, this is where they killed Danny Green. But anyway, back to Donnie
So
Brasco.
I just heard it was the sound of 1,000 listeners tuning out.
Back to Donnie Brasco. Now, Joe Pistone, a hero of an FBI agent, he became friends with these guys. He's deep. He was deep.
Don't look at me.
He was
You're trying to serve someone who doesn't want to eat.
he was in
I
deep.
brought my own meal.
You're gonna be hungry for this when you see it. He was in deep, man. So he became friends with these guys because he was with them every day for 6 years.
Wow.
And
Oh, this is great.
he was the best man
Uh-huh.
at his boss's wedding.
This guy just showed up to a party. No one invited him.
He was the best man. He was the best man at this guy's wedding.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's how deep he was in the mob. He's the best man at this guy's wedding. As soon as
Maybe you want to go over some computer programs.
As soon as the plug is pulled on the operation, right, and Donnie Brasco, it was getting too dangerous. They pulled Donnie Brasco out. 2 days later, this guy, his friend, who was his best man at his wedding, because he vouched for him, brought him into the mob, they fucking killed him, cut his hands off. So Joe Pistone has to live with this shit. 4 guys who brought him into the mob, his friends, basically, they all got killed because they brought a fucking FBI informant into the mob.
Yeah,
Vouched
of
for
course.
him. Yeah, they all got killed. So
Of
he's got to
course.
live with that guilt.
So I finally understand the
Correct.
concept of nothing.
All right.
Yeah, piggyback off that.
The Piggy Back. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Man, you just interrupted me with the craziest thing that had nothing to do with anything we were talking about.
No,
You just pulled what I
Donnie
like to call an
Brasco.
Anthony.
We were talking about Donnie Brasco.
We were not talking about Donnie Brasco. I was talking about how I finally understood the concept of nothing, and you said, here's the thing about Donnie Brasco, piggybacking off of nothing. But here's how it goes. Infinite before and infinite after, I understand infinity now. It's size, right? Because you can get infinitely smaller, you can get infinitely bigger. And time is just size. Okay, you see what I'm saying there?
Okay,
So you
yeah.
just keep going smaller
See,
and
that's
smaller
what-
and
okay.
smaller. You know what I mean? And that's where Donnie Brasco comes in.
Yeah.
Because as a mob informant, no, I got nothing. I
Well,
tried.
I'll tell you this, and I think you had it. You had it, and this is what I've been trying to say.
Tell me.
Is you're looking at infinity in terms of human terms, but you look at it by way of size and not time. And I don't want to speak for God. Never would.
You have already several times.
Except for
Mostly
Brendan's
about my
outfit.
clothing.
He's very clear about that.
Yeah.
But you're onto something there in terms of he, and it's a he, maybe.
It is
It's not a woman.
It is definitely not a woman. They don't have a
He
little.
made me thinking in terms of size instead of time. And I don't know, but that concept you're on.
Yes,
know
but
what I
because
mean?
you just go, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. So what was something before? Infinitely small. You just keep going from
Yeah.
smaller for infinite or bigger, bigger, bigger.
Just like a
and
boy.
we're always in the
Yes.
middle.
Just like a boy grows into a man.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Your theory is that thousands of listeners tune out when I describe an interesting mafia fact.
It's not a theory. I have a app that shows me. It's called WeHateBrendan.com,
And
people hit like every time. I don't know. No one says that.
no one
I don't like
tunes
that.
out as you create a scientific theory that is very
Okay.
vaguely and poorly described, relating infinity to size rather than time.
Yeah.
With no explanation.
I could go on, but the wheels were cut out as I was interrupted with a Donnie Brasco story for 40 minutes.
And if I could go over this again, it's because you don't understand God, which is why you wouldn't understand size being a measurement of time. And
Yes.
but
Do you understand what I'm saying, though, for real, though?
I do, and that's what I've been trying to
No,
tell
he
you.
fucking doesn't. No, he doesn't. But
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to understand. He's not. He's mindlessly agreeing so that he
That's
can
not
say he knows God some more. more.
He's very mad that God criticized his outfit.
Well, the idea that something came out of nowhere, you know, that there was nothing, and nothing always comes back that nothing was infinite before. So before something, you can't have something. I just say there was always something, but it goes in size,
Right.
infinitely smaller, infinitely bigger,
Totally.
but there was always something. I
So
can
it was
grasp the
small,
concept.
so it's tiny.
Yes, so it just
Yeah.
goes, because if I get smaller and smaller, I can fit in between your molecules. They keep getting smaller and smaller and
Right.
smaller and smaller. You keep going down. So you have infinite in, infinite out, infinite left, infinite right.
So was it okay? Well, but before the Big Bang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're saying before God created Earth, either of those two options.
Also, he doesn't call it the Big Bang, by the way.
No, what's it called?
Ay, what did I do?
Yeah, yes, I always knew God was a Hispanic maid who dropped all the bleach on your brand new dress. That is how I always envisioned God.
I don't think I made this recipe right.
It was like that when I got here, I swear. It's probably something to somebody. Oh, man, I did an offensive voice to somebody the other day, and they were like, you can't do that. And I went, nah, I'm done. I do it. That's who I am. Label me however you want. I love these voices, and I love everyone. So what do you want from me? It's an exaggeration of how people talk. You could do me. I'll do them. You do me. Fine.
That's funny.
You could be most embarrassing versions of Greg, Italians, anything. Do it all you want. Actually, people do it on Twitter. So I get to do it too.
Now, Donnie Brasco originally.
It's time for Anthony's Corner.
Oh, no, hang on. No, you don't call Anthony's Corner.
I know, but
I
you're
call
never gonna
Anthony's
do
Corner.
it.
My alarm didn't go off yet.
Right.
And it goes off.
All right.
Anthony's Corner.
Here we go. We got a good one for you guys today. Turns out, guys, and I don't know if you knew this, I didn't tell you guys about it.
All right.
But over the weekend, I bought a coffee farm.
Oh,
a coffee farm.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I am in a little over my head.
I believe it.
And
Good.
I thought you guys could ask me questions the federal government might, so I know how to handle them when they do.
Sure. Good.
Okay.
Okay, first question. Well, why? Let me ask you this. Why?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
That's
this
a nice technique.
Yeah.
Nice interview
Good.
technique.
Good. That's going to work with the government.
Yeah.
Is this your first day on the job?
No, I've been an FBI agent for 6 months.
Prove it.
Here's my badge, and here is my start date papers.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay,
And then you run.
and then you're on.
And I'm out of there.
Nice. But then they're going to come back. And they're going to ask you the question again, and you just keep doing this.
Fuck. Okay, good.
But I have.
Yeah, that's good.
I do have to ask you something, and
Uh-huh.
I hate to interrupt Anthony's corner, and maybe this could be part
No, you're
of it.
part of it.
It's
You're part of it.
always
Interrupt.
part of it.
Is it your understanding that a coffee farm is illegal?
I don't know, and that's why
I want to say that's
I'm
a very
worried.
good question. It's a very good question.
Why is the FBI there in the first
That's what I'm
place?
saying. I think it's legal. I think
well-
you're fine.
I don't know if it depends on who I hire, if the land is hot, what I could get pressured by a drug runner to put things in the coffee. So I don't know, just in case.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question, and
Yeah.
I'm interrupting
And-
you.
and-
That's fine.
Greg?
That's part of Anthony's Corner.
Yeah.
Remind me when you're done with your question that I do have a comment.
Just hold your finger up, and then when I'm done,
What
remember
happened
that
to
your finger's there, and you'll have the comment.
I know, but if I hold my finger up, you'll think I'm interrupting.
No, but
you.
just do it so I can't see it.
Why
Yeah, that's
do
what
you-
I do. When I have something to say, I put my pinky in my
Okay.
lap, and then I listen, and then I go, why the hell am I holding my hand? Oh, I had this great bit.
Oh, okay, that's what I do. Good, thank
Yeah,
you.
you ever know I do that?
Good,
Wow.
that's good.
You can do
that's
that. You put your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Anthony.
Yes.
Now, but here's the trick. You have to you have to remember. Don't just keep saying it over your head a million times.
I can't listen to you because I'm remembering.
Exactly. That's the skill with the finger. It takes a few times.
Yeah.
And then eventually you'll learn, like, okay, I can let go, and the finger will remind me of what the thing is.
Yeah.
Now I forgot my comment. I should have put my goddamn finger up.
Damn it.
Do your comment.
Well, I was going to say, you gave us 3 examples of why the FBI might be there. Mm-hmm. And I think example A, who you hired, could be valid.
Yeah.
It could be criminals. I think example C, someone's pressuring you to run drugs or put drugs in the coffee, I think that also could be valid. I do have a question about example B. The ground is too hot.
He said all this? Where was I when he said any of this?
I think you're probably thinking of your thing.
Yeah.
You're probably had your hand in your pocket. I
did.
Endlessly thinking about your thing.
I gotta be honest, you might be right.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. The ground, I meant it as like an illegal term. Like the land is
hot.
Yeah,
You've
like
stolen
hot.
the land.
Not temperature-wise.
Sure.
But it's land that I got in a seedy deal, and I didn't know it was a seedy deal.
Now, when you said seedy, were you like, oh, there's probably a lot of seeds in the
Yeah,
land. I
sure.
can grow so many things.
I also see how that's confusing.
I get that.
An illegal deal.
Yeah.
An illegal deal.
Now, let me ask you this question.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you have a family you love?
That's a really weird question. I do. Is that a threat?
Is it?
I
Sounds like
don't
one.
know how to answer a question that I asked you. I do have family I love, and I do think that's a threat. What are you going to do about it, punk?
Nothing.
Damn. So,
Nothing.
what made you get into the coffee business?
Juan Valdez.
We have 45 seconds left.
Juan Valdez, I liked his. He was always on a horse, and I thought the coffee business could lead to me being one day on a horse.
I always loved how they had those bricks of coffee that were like they were vacuumed. It was like hard, and you'd open it, it'd be soft. And I was like, Mom, I don't understand science. This is why I want to go to school. Dedicate my life to figuring out what this is.
They still have those Bustelo.
Yes, Bustelo.
Bustelo's great coffee. It
Yes.
make you a strong coffee. You're gonna have a tough time competing with them.
Yes,
Well, maybe I'll do a merger.
a merger with Bustelo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get in with your CD deals.
Yeah.
We have 13 seconds left.
Okay. Well. All right. Well, maybe I'll give a
9, 8.
I got no plugs, but check out the
7.
Rad Dukecast
Well,
on patreon.com/Rad Dukecast for 4 bonus episodes a month for a $5 pledge or more.
We're over.
We appreciate when you guys do that. Also, be sure to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. Greg and Anthony hate when I say that, but I do think it's important to,
It is important.
to hammer that home.
I don't hate it. I just think it's funny.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and I only just had a problem that you interrupted the great flamingo bit.
That was our old school, remember
that
the
was
old
fun.
days where I
Becky's
try
getting
and get the
nervous.
business?
We got to keep going.
Okay.
All right.
Plug it up.
Plug,
man.
'cause
I got to
this-
urinate.
Go
Okay,
pee.
I've got a lot of shows for you guys coming up. Good luck getting to them. And I mean that sincerely.
Just say the dates. Just say the dates.
The roads can be dangerous. Okay. September 1st. No, September 1st, I think the show is going to be fine without me plugging it. That's what
Just
they
say it.
I'm getting there, Greg. I'm getting there.
Uh-huh.
Monday, September 2nd, I will be at City Side Bar and Grill in Brighton, Massachusetts. I'd love
Nice.
to see
You're back on the
everybody.
road.
September 6th and 7th, I will be at Bananas Comedy Club.
I'll be there with you.
Brook Heights with Greg.
I'm opening for you.
And I'll see if Brendan wants to do guest spots. And then September... Oh, no. Then September 12th, I'll be at the Reverie Brewery in Newtown, Connecticut. And then...
Dude, come on, man.
September 20th and 21st, I'll be at the Upstairs Room in Goodnight's Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then September 27th, Greg and I will be at the Bayshore Theater in Sag Harbor in the Hamptons.
Oh, that's fun.
And then October 11th and 12th, I'll be in the Upstairs Room in the Helium Comedy Club in lovely Indianapolis, Indiana.
Thanks for tuning in. Is that it?
That's it.
Man, that was great.
Great.
Brendan says goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
What about your dates?
Yeah, we just keep going.
Oh boy, here we go. Forever the Martyr. And always remember to go to Remember to Be Happy Studios
Oh, yes.
for
Yes,
all your dildo needs.
This episode of the Rad Dudecast was recorded at Remember to Be Happy Studios. Production by Becky Rodriguez at Human Places, the EZA 3, with video editing by Tanner Williams, Low Kinky 69.